Here, in this video, we are demonstrating a simple linear regression model. We will begin by modeling a numeric variable y in terms of another numeric variable x, meaning our specification considers y as a function of only one explanatory variable. The idea is very clear. The motion of y, that is the outcome variable, depends only on the state of the x regressor, which exactly describes the case of simple linear regression model. The model is simple because the number of independent variables considered is only one. And again, the linearity component of the name implies that the outcome variable y should be linear in the model parameters, not necessarily in the regressor x. Let's keep the intuition simple by naming two variables. Consider modeling inflation that's proxied by the natural logarithm of consumer price index in terms of the nominal exchange rate, which is also proxied by the natural logarithm of the nominal exchange rate for a given economy. The simple linear regression model relating the two variables can be specified as follows. In our model, the natural logarithm of consumer price index, that is a dependent variable, is equal to beta naught, that is the model intercept, plus beta 1 times the natural logarithm of exchange rates plus u. As we have said in the beginning, the natural logarithm of consumer price index is the dependent variable. Beta naught is the model intercept, which is the average value of inflation when the value of exchange rates is equal to 0. Beta 1, which is the coefficient on the nominal exchange rate, indicates the impact of exchange rates on inflation. The values can be interpreted in terms of percentage because both variables are measured in terms of natural logarithm. And ut is the usual error term, which is expected to be distributed normally with zero mean and constant variance. Here, the purpose is to estimate the response of inflation to the changes in exchange rate. And as we have tried to mention above, the impact of exchange rates on the inflation is captured by the slope parameter, that's beta 1, which represents the effect of 1 unit change in exchange rates on inflation. To determine whether the estimated effect of exchange rates is statistically significant, the following null hypothesis given by H naught, which states that beta 1 is equal to 0. That means the coefficient of the exchange rate is equal to 0, meaning that the effect of exchange rate on inflation is statistically 0. And the alternative suggests that beta 1 is different from 0, meaning the effect of exchange rate may be different from 0. So the decision as to whether to accept or reject this null hypothesis will be determined by the reported t-statistic along with the probability value of the computed t-statistic regression. If the reported probability value exceeds the conventional 5% critical threshold, we will accept the null hypothesis, implying that the value of beta 1 is statistically 0, meaning the effect of exchange rate on inflation not different from 0. Let's proceed to the estimation of this model using hypothetical data within Stata. As you can see in our Stata memory, we have two variables. That is, the first one is the natural logarithm of consumer price index, and the second one is the natural logarithm of exchange rate. And as we have mentioned earlier, the dependent variable is the natural logarithm of consumer price index, which is the proxy for inflation, and the independent one is the natural logarithm of exchange rate. So our intention is to estimate the effect of these exchange rates. on the inflation, which is collected from any given hypothetical economy. Okay, let's start the estimation. Just to estimate the model using ordinary least square method, that is Euler's method, we need to type this command on the command window. Regress, then tap on the dependent variable, that is the natural logarithm of consumer price index, and next on the independent variable, that is the natural logarithm of nominal exchange rates. Then enter. This is the estimated result, and also you can obtain exactly similar results by using the menu tab, following the path of statistics. Again, choosing these linear models and related, because we are considering the linear model, and then choosing this linear regression. Then here in the space for the dependent variable, of course the dependent variable is inflation, that is proxied in our case by the natural logarithm of consumer price index. So you need to choose that one. And in the space for the independent variable, you need to provide the independent variable, that is ln of exchange rates in our case. Fine. Then okay. This results from command based analysis and the menu based analysis are exactly same. Okay, from this results, constant beta naught, that is the intercept of the model, is equal to 4.519, which is approximately 52. So beta naught is equal to 4.52, which indicates that the rate of inflation is about 4.52% when the value of exchange rate is 0. Estimated value for the model, and the estimated value for the model slope, that's beta 1, coefficient of the exchange rate is equal to 0.52. That suggests us the evidence of positive relationship between the two variables, that is exchange rate and inflation. And the estimated coefficient is positive in that the effect of this exchange rate on inflation is positive. That means when exchange rate increases, inflation also increases. As we have said earlier, we can read these results as percentage because both variables were measured in terms of logarithms. So when exchange rate increases by 1%, inflation rate will increase by 0.52%. And this effect is strongly significant. That is, the effect of exchange rate on inflation is also strongly significant because it's very large, because the reported t statistic, that is 3.42, is very large, and the reported probability value for this t statistic is very low, which is 0.001, which is by far lower than the conventional 5% threshold for statistical significance. Therefore, we can conclude that exchange rate imposes statistically significant positive effect on inflation. Because this t-value is very large and the reported probability value is very low, that's less than 5%, we can reject the null hypothesis stating that beta 1 is 0. And the evidence from our data indicators beta is actually different from 0. Okay, it is also important to consider other aspects of the regression results. For example, here you can see the reported R squared, that is the coefficient of determination, is 0.23, meaning that exchange rate alone explains about 23% of the variation in inflation rate. And also the adjusted version of the R square is also closer to the unadjusted one, that is 0.1. There is this one. And also the explained sum of square, that is explained variation of the model is this one, and the unexplained variation, that is residual sum of square, that is R research, is given by this one, and the sum of the two, and the sum of the two, that is total sum of square, is given by this one, that is the total variation of the model is given by this one. Okay, thank you very much for watching.